Hi, I'm Michael J. Vargas and I would like to discuss to you the QMS principle number 5, which is the systems approach to management with the topic of new 7 management system planning tools. So what are the new 7 management system planning tools? So these are set of tools and techniques used in effectively plan and manage various types of business operations. These are guides in planning, analysis, and decision-making processes. So to give you the history, formal research on the 7 new quality tools began in 1972 as part of the Japanese Society of QC Technique Development meetings. It took several years of research before the 7 new tools were formalized. The original 7 quality tools are scatter diagram, flowcharts, histogram, etc., were adequate for data collection and analysis. However, the new tools allow for more identification, planning, and coordination in finding a problem solution. The 7 new tools as written by Japanese authors Mizuno Shigeru and Asaka Tetsui and Uzeku Kazuo are relations diagram, affinity diagram, systematic diagram, matrix data analysis, process decision program chart, and the arrow diagram. So later, these tools were modified and adapted to American industry. Few of the names were changed, one tool was modified. So from the previous one to this one. So interrelationship diagrams, affinity diagram, tree diagram, prioritization matrices, matrix diagram, process decision program chart, and activity network diagram. So 7 management system planning tools. Affinity diagrams, also known as KJ method, named after Jiro Kawatika. It organizes a large number of ideas into their natural relationships. Affinity diagrams are the output from brainstorming session, and it uses it to generate, organize, and consolidate information related to a product, process, complex issue, or problem. So when to use an infinity diagram? So first, when you are confronted with many facts or ideas in apparent chaos. So when issues seem too large and complex to grasp. When group consensus is necessary. So these are the typical situations. So after a brainstorming exercise. When analyzing verbal data such as survey results. When collecting and organizing large datasets. Interrelationship diagram, also called interrelations diagram, relations diagram, or diagram. So these are new management planning tool that depicts the relationship among factors in a complex situation. It shows cause and effect relationships. So interrelationship diagram is to help identify relationships that are not easily recognizable. So when to use an interrelationship diagram? So, when trying to understand links between ideas or cause and effect relationships, such as when trying to identify an area of greatest impact for improvement, and when a complex issue is being analyzed for causes, and when a complex solution is being implemented, and after generating an infinity diagram, fishbone diagram, or tree diagram to more completely explore the relations of ideas. So this is the sample of interrelationship diagram in a hospital. It shows the interrelationships of cause and effect. Tree diagram, also called systematic diagram, tree analysis, analytical tree, hierarchy diagram. So this is a new management planning tool that depicts the hierarchy of tasks and subtasks needed to complete an objective. So it's used to break down broad categories into finer and finer levels of details. So when to use a tree diagram? When an issue is known or being addressed in broad generalities and you must move to specific details, such as when developing logical steps to achieve an objective. It when developing actions to carry out a solution or other plan, and when analyzing and processes in detail, and when probing for the root cause of a problem. After an affinity diagram or interrelationship diagram has uncovered key issues. So this is the example of tree diagram. Example of tree diagram on how to improve academic performance of a school. Prioritization matrix. This is a tool that sorts and ranks various options into an order of importance using weighted criteria. It helps to identify which problems are the most important to work on solving first. A prioritization matrix graphically displays options and criteria in row column format. Weightages are assigned to each criteria, and the user has to rate each option on all the criteria. Based on the rankings, the option that has the highest rating collectively on all criteria is chosen. Matrix diagram. A tool that shows the connection or correlation between ideas or variables in a table format. It analyzes relatively complex issues by revealing the interactions and dependencies between different elements or variables. So variables are arranged in both row and column, and the strength of the relationship between each pair is marked in their corresponding cell. We can use this to measure relationship for 1, 2, or 3, and 4 set of variables. Process Decision Program Chart, or the PDPC. So this is a tool for identifying and documenting the steps required to complete the process. It is intended to help you prepare contingency plans by mapping out every conceivable event that can occur when moving from problems. It combines the aspects of FMEA, the failure mode and effect, and risk of failure with a decision tree. So, process decision program chart example. So, from level 1, it is the objective to be achieved. For level 2, options available. And level 3, you can write the what ifs on this area. And the level 4, possible countermeasures. And last, the number 5, the selection of countermeasures. Activity Network Diagram, or the AND, also called as arrow diagram, and a tool used in PERT and by project management professionals to map their activities and sequential tasks in a visual format to understand and optimize the project duration. Plotting an AND makes you find the project duration, schedule tasks easily, and identify the critical path. So to use an activity network diagram, use this diagram to come up with a schedule of deadlines that are realistic yet make the most of the time you do have. This tool is most useful when the project at hand is fairly complex and when there are many tasks that can be completed simultaneously. However, in order to use an activity network diagram, you must already know the required tasks for the project completion, as well as how long each task will take and which task must be completed before other tasks can be begun. So that ends my presentation, so you can check these references for more information. Thank you guys. I hope you learned something.